If you don't know me already or how this show works, first and foremost, stop what you're doing, pause this, scroll down, like, and subscribe to this channel, and make sure you click on your notifications. Cool? All right.
You have to look at females and males on the same level. If we're talking body counts, I don't want any man to think that they can't, fuck with me or, they can't be with me because my body count is too high. Because
Once again, body count doesn't matter, but I do want to say this. It does matter how you go about catching your bodies, though. Who you catch your body with, the circumstances, that does play a key part in building a relationship with someone. If you can keep that under wraps and that can never get to your partner, then that's a great thing, I guess. That's one way to look at it, but that's pretty difficult.
What, how to catch bodies?
The numbers of bodies, does it matter?
I don't think it matters. I definitely don't think it matters. I think people that really worry about that are, it's not even prude. I just think they've just been hurt in the past and they just go at relationships or situationships with a certain attitude, and it tends to be a little judgmental.
Because I'm looking at a man the same way. Mm-hmm. How much females you fucked? Mm-hmm. Niggas get you like that? Like, bitches get you like that? Like, no, like, I don't want to fuck you either. I don't even want to deal with you. You're too accessible.
That's a lie. Whether they want to admit it or not, women are attracted to a man that can attract women by the masses. They are turned on by that. They see that as a challenge.
Yeah,
they
but
want
at the same
to
time,
be a part of that, in some form or way. So I get what she's trying to say, but there's a good number of women, even subconsciously, who go about it with that approach, and it's just the facts.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, there is a certain point where you don't want to be running into people who have had, like we talked about last time, like there's a difference between a bunch of people wanting you and then there's people having you.
Like anybody can fuck you. You just out here fucking, Jane, I don't even know. I want to say Tom, Dick, and Harry, but that's not the names. But you just out here fucking all these females. Like, nah, bitches get too close to you. And that's just not me. I don't want to fuck with you now. And that's how males feel about females. So I feel like you have to rate them on the same level. I don't want guys looking at girls and say, well, girls don't value themselves because they're fucking everybody. Because males do the same way. I don't think that you value yourself either. And like Ross said, males don't really value themselves. They don't really, value their instrument, as he says.
That's the difference. Let me say something. That's the difference to me.
If you feel that the men that you involve yourself with don't value themselves in that manner, why put yourself in that situation in the first place? Why not just adopt 9 cats and start reading books or join a book club or something?
It's always to the extreme with you.
I'm just being funny, but just hearing her, it's just perturbing.
Well, because she looks like the type of girl who messes with the type of guy that would be consistent with this behavior, honestly.
It's unfortunate. It's sad
like,
that
she's
you feel
trying
that
to
way.
be the better version of her, but they're going for the same type of dudes.
Yeah.
So very different approach. The dude might approach them very differently, because with this one you might assume one thing. With this one, I feel like, like you said, why involve yourself with someone like that? Just kind of let them be. But there doesn't need to be judgment. I mean, people can do with their body, with what they please,
I don't mind women got a lot of bodies. I think he got more experience. That shit turned me on now. Or you fuck all these bitches, you must have good dick.
See, now we speaking some facts. Shout out to Shawty. Danny, I believe. Don't always agree with you, but you're making sense here. That's
At
facts.
the end of the day,
women are attracted to dudes, players, bad boys, who can just, pull up on anything and just acquire them to their little black book or their list bodies.
But that's a certain type of woman that's looking for that.
Yeah, that is a certain type of woman, but
because a lot of women don't.
But those type of women come in all levels and all forms too, man. They're not just in like one category or one demographic group. They're like they're spread out. And I believe time and place, anything can happen with any woman. I solely believe that. Only because women are like firm believers of like the heat of the moment. and wanting to
These
write that into
generalizations,
their chapters,
the
into the
world?
stories of their life. Like
What?
by the time they're 40, they want to have like their
you need to stick to
20th trip out the country on a yacht.
You need to stick to the
eating shrimp and
generalizations based
salmon,
around men.
but they pronounce it
and
salmon.
I will stick to women because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where that tangent led us, but no. No.
Nothing happened. Then you go to the next man. It
So
happened. Like, I fuck a few
But
men.
let me
Say this last thing. I fuck a few men because I was led on. I felt like we had a connection.
He tricked me out my pussy.
Yeah, and he tricked me out my fucking pussy. I know you probably can't be sure you bitch, but like that's fucked up. And then I think
Yes, it's a double standard. Also, women, like you say, there's still other women out there who do not find that attractive. They, they want to share these experiences with you as your partner. So yeah, it kind of robs them from that. So
well, no, I mean that too, but I don't think it's even about that. I just think just because you have a lot of bodies doesn't mean you're good. You know what I mean? I feel like you have to kind of take that out of it because she's kind of placing it within the framework of if you have a lot of sex, like the inevitable, practice makes perfect. I'm a firm believer in everybody has a different love language, everybody has a different body language. I don't think, what works for 9 women might, it's guaranteed to work for the 10th. So I'm just saying that the assumption this practice is gonna make you more attractive. I don't necessarily think that's it. I mean, I do agree that sometimes that's the case, but sometimes it's not. I've ran into people that are supposed to have it all, practice, all that type of shit, and still don't know shit because you were dealing with a lot of complacent people. That's a whole other conversation. People need to be honest with the people they're sleeping with because a lot of y'all gas people up and send these people out into the world thinking they're hot shit.
to say this, I feel like a lot of times you guys are the reason why women got a lot of bodies because y'all lead women on. Oh, I love you. I want to be with you. Then y'all get the pussy and y'all out. And now the woman go to the next person trying to find love because a lot of times y'all be copping. Y'all don't want nothing from the woman. Y'all just want to fuck. Just say that.
Should I take it? The thing is, I agree with more of but prior to that comment, I agree with more of what she was saying than what the other woman was saying. Because I just feel like, people need to live freely and do what they need to do. You seem stressed. Oh, about her final comment?
before I digress.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is not on the man for the bodies that you acquire.
No.
Because it's your body. It's from within. Self-control. Your body is a temple. You're walking in heaven all day. So you got to keep up with that.
But let me play devil's advocate. Because I agree with you 100%. Let's preface with that.
Pro-choice. It's your body.
It's your body.
Your choice.
However,
I don't want to hear this however, but I'm all ears because we're on the same team.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Let's just play devil's advocate in the sense that the conversation we were having the other day about men dictating culture or moving trends or, dictating attraction and all these types of things. You do have a lot of men that in the mindset of, go out. If I sleep with you on the first night, you're not a hoe, whatever. Slowly as that builds up on this girl's resume, then she ends up running into other men who have a different criteria. So I'm not saying that it's their fault, but how would you look at that? Since we all don't have the same criteria, who do you think is leading this person to, not about them making their choices, but about how they're viewing those choices? Because when you're around certain people and they tell you it's okay to view something one way, you feel a certain type of way. And when you get that other judgment from somebody, especially in intimate relationships or partnerships.
Well, I would figure it would click within the process through your dating process of your many experiences with all these men, because with those experiences comes lessons and you acquire enough to know how to move in the next situation you find yourself in with another partner. What you learned from the last situation, what didn't work for you then, how this go for you, how you should go about it now. There is a time for where you should now open your eyes and look in the mirror and look at yourself. It can't always be on what this man's criteria or what this man take is, because it's your choice. It's a decision you made, and along those lines, you had the chance to either stop, maybe start over. Not even that. It's more so separating the type of person that you're dealing with, because you can't assume everybody's the same. You can't assume everybody has brought up in the same environment so they have the same view on things. Because, once again, you will be reminded that some men come with different criterias, and with that, reality checks.
But, okay, I have a question for you. How would I phrase this? Have you ever, because I think what she was about to go with it is that, you know, a man is trying to get in the girl's pants, is pressing it, convinces her, now she sleeps with him, right? So my point is do you think that...
But that's not always the case, but I'm listening.
No, yeah, so let's just say, do you feel like more often than not, a man is trying to encourage a sexual act between him and a woman and not being 100% honest about this transaction?
There may be
and
some moments...
And maybe leads into...
There may be some moments where a man may omit the truth. And that is on that man to express this to the woman early on before taking the situation any further, because feelings get involved. It can take a bad turn, and it's not fair to your partner or to whoever you're dealing with. So with that, it's fair to let them know early on, hey, these are my intentions. I do mean well, but this is where I'm at in life, and if you want to continue to be involved with me, this is what I come with, and I hope you're okay with that. And if not, I wish you the best.
Well, that's why I feel like a lot of honesty would clear that up, because I do think a lot of people sleep with others where there is some form of dishonesty between the two. You know, and I guess sometimes both parties are complicit in that, because they're like, okay, you know, maybe it's a one night stand or a blind date, or just, you know, like you were saying, a spur of the moment, you know, that type of feeling, that type of vibe. But at the same time, I do think a lot of people, just to keep that devil's advocate rolling, that a lot of people do fall victim to, I don't want to say victim, I mean, I think both men and women, where there's kind of this false hope attached to the sexual act or the continuation of sexual acts with someone, with no real guarantee that it's going to turn into something. So then you kind of end up catching this body unintentionally, bodies. You know, but think about it, like if you're in a dating period, right, and realistically you're keeping a decent rotation, 3 to 5 people, let's say, right, of just casual dating.
And what's this window looking like? Like, say, like 6 months. 6 months. 6 months in the sense of, like, you know, wait, is this like a reoccurring thing? Like every 6 months you rotate 3 to 5 people? No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's pretty normal that when someone's starting to date, you're not necessarily going on date 1, 2, 3 with the same person, figuring out if it works, or dropping it all together. I feel like most people at the beginning stages, at least, let's say within the first 3 to 6 months, whether it's because, you know, you guys are only texting, or you guys are not in the same place, or whatever, however the connection develops, let's just say you're casually speaking to, you know, 3 to 5. Let's not even say 5, because maybe I don't know if that sounds like too much. I'm not talking about myself. I'm just trying to match the energy out here. I feel like most people are juggling a lot of people, right? So on average, let's say 3 people, right? Casually. That's not even really, let's assume if you're not sleeping with them, it's very casual. But if you now meet up with the one person and maybe the first date goes all right, but you've been having really great conversation with this other person, and now we will be back after this break.
Just say that. Yeah, just say that. If y'all just want to fuck, just say that. A lot of times, you guys just sit there, y'all lead women on just to get some pussy.
When we are upfront with you, after a while, some women tend to catch feelings and then have amnesia and forget about the conversation prior to jumping into the situationship or the entanglement or whatever it is. But, you know, just be aware of your actions, that's all.
Oh, you leave her, now she go to the next person. If she got bad luck with men, the next man fuck her head up. Oh, you know, I want to be with you. Then she let him fuck. Nothing happened. Then you go to the next man. It
So
happens.
that's-
Like, I fuck a few
But
men.
let me
say this last thing. I fuck a few men because I was led on. I felt like we had a connection.
He tricked me out my pussy.
Yeah, and he tricked me out my fucking pussy. I know you probably can't be sure you bitch, but like that's fucked up. And then trying to come back now when they see you like you didn't fell off or trying to have an excuse. A few men did that to me. Y'all took one man took my virginity and I never saw him again. They hit me up 5 years later. Fuck you.
Hey, yo,
he took my pussy away.
Hey, yo, that's facts. Listen, I agree. A lot of men do be.
She's been scarred. She was in a fucked up situation. I feel you. Fuck you to that nigga, you know? He played you for your pussy. I was one of those dudes back in the day. You know, at one point in my life, it was about catching as much bodies as possible, and within those bodies, how many virginities could I, you know, claim as well too at one point, at one stage, but you know, stepping stones, you know, just turn over the
Yeah, I mean,
leaf.
either way, everybody learns differently. The learning curve, you know, doesn't apply to everybody the same way. I feel like definitely, I mean, that's exactly what I was saying, is I think that in her mind, and you could honestly stick up for the dude in there too, like maybe he did tell her, maybe she still interpreted it like that, like you were saying earlier. So at the end of the day, both of them, there was a miscommunication that happened because there's always 3 sides to the story, right? So there was some sort of miscommunication that happened where I'm sure if he were to tell the tale, he might not even be the most fucked up in the situation. Maybe something else happened. So, you know, who knows?
She does seem like a little firecracker. No disrespect. I'm just going.
Yeah, but that's you gotta just look at both, because we have no clue what happens in between these situations, interpersonally between 2 adults. So I can't even say that the dude was in the wrong. All I can say is that there was a miscommunication that was there that created that, you know, created a further misunderstanding. But I do think some people go into it just wanting sex, and then things tend to change. Maybe for one person, you hope for both people, but oftentimes it's just one person, and then they get stuck in a shitty situation where the other person doesn't want them back.
And also, people change after sex.
True.
And it's not just always the gentleman, it's also the woman as well too. It goes for both parties. So,
True.
you know, if you weren't clingy before, shit, after some decent dick, you know, y'all tend to like have all the time in the world after being so busy prior to that, you know. Just never really made sense.
True story. That's how I love my virginity. A fucking dumbass basketball player.
Alan, how about this? It's not a whole lot of bodies. It's a whole lot of experience. And let me tell you something. No, it's not. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I had to get experience. For me to be the girl that you're so in love with in the bedroom, I'm sorry. You don't want to know how I learned how to do that thing that you like.
No one asked you to go find this experience for you to present you. To me, like you're some type of high value woman. Like, what, do you not see the disconnect? Like, make it make sense. You told yourself, hey, there's 2 roads. There's the road of righteousness and doing right for myself in the best way possible, or go down this road, take this shortcut, be a little trick, just give it up to every nigga that comes my way, every man I come across, allow him to get a piece of me, allow enough men to get a piece of me before I present myself to the market for love and marriage. What the hell?
Well, that's why I think women get put into 2 different categories. And I wonder if the same goes for men. I wonder if men, I mean, yeah, men get put into categories, but I feel like women is very specific. It's like the women you want to fuck and the women you want to be with.
Isn't that the same for the man? I guess it's the same for the man too, but
kind of. But a woman will really make a relationship out of anybody. Like women,
that's
women
a problem.
like the
That's the problem.
We know women like
that's
a
the problem.
fixer-upper.
So we can't talk about
know.
it like there's some justification to it.
Well, I'm not saying there's a justification. I'm just saying that due to the circumstances of the relationship.
Just written on paper, it looks a bit much, a little intense, a bit overwhelming, I would say, for my taste.
You don't want to learn how I know how to take the dick that
Easy
way.
talking.
I had to go through a couple of penises to learn that I don't like big dick. I don't, that's not how I orgasm.
Who taught you how?
That's not how I like to get hit from the back. I'm sorry, I appreciate.
I'm sorry you couldn't find out with one person. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
You didn't find it with one person either.
Hey, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right. So that's why I'm not here to judge when it comes to that. But still, I'm not out here making it my story. I'm not out here trying to get other people involved and make a movement like, hey guys, this is a real thing. It exists, but then again, you put yourself in that world as well too. There's ways to conduct yourself. If you conduct yourself in a certain manner, you will attract what comes with that lifestyle, and it's just that simple. You know, I mean, if I want to attract a certain type of woman, I will present myself in a certain type of manner to get what I want. And it's just that simple. I don't see why the opposite sex couldn't do the same. See, that's where that, gender war comes, man. Y'all be creating this gap and putting everything on the man without even looking at yourselves. And it's unfortunate, man, because it's like you're blind. And I'm just here to be the support. Be a support system. Nurture you like you nurture us,
You hear the bullshit?
Return the favor, that's all.
You hear the bullshit?
Drop some game, drop some gems. Y'all like jewelry, right? Y'all like shit that shine. Well, here, I'm dropping some gems. Pick that shit up.
Just get progressively corny throughout the night. Not gems.
All the bodies, because it made me the fucking superwoman I am in the bedroom for the nigga that I plan to spend the rest of my life with. And also, having a lot of bodies, I tell my nigga now, I'm glad you met me in the space that I am now. Why? Because I done fucked everybody I wanted to fuck. So it's easy for me to be fucking faithful.
You might not know, that the girl, let's just put it like, give you a situation. You might be really dating a girl and she had an extensive history in the past, right? Mm-hmm. She may not have fucked any of your homies. Nobody that you would invite to in your wedding. But like Holiday said, you're in a space where all the other niggas next to you is looking at you crazy because she fucked them.
That's cool.
It's not cool.
It is.
And I know that at any day, at any point in time, I don't give a fuck if you're 27 or 47. No man wants to be with a woman, and when they're in a space where that woman was accessible to...
How a man doesn't want to be in a room where everybody else has had access. But that's what I'm saying.
It's the same with the
but
woman.
At the end of the day, but at the end of the day, that's not really true.
No, it
guys,
is true. No woman wants to be in a room with a guy that has fucked every single woman.
Of course not.
A woman wants to be in a room with a guy that every woman wants to be with.
Well, that's what I was saying. But that's what I was saying earlier. The difference of wanting and having. So while you may be in a room with a bunch of dudes that are like, bro, like, oh my God, she's so bad, whatever, you wouldn't want them to be able to talk shit because they actually know how she is in bed.
That's the thing. I can't step out with my partner knowing the whole town has got a piece of that.
But that's
where I can't create a story, a lifetime with you when it comes to that. Granted, now I want to share my stories with someone who can resonate with my story. I get that. We're not going to do that in the town where you hooked up with everybody. I don't care about the number of men that you've been with, and this is I'm speaking for a lot of men. We don't care about the number of men that you've been with. We don't want to know. Honestly.
Yeah.
For some men it's spicy, but we don't want to know. But if we come across that, or better yet, if we come across a number of men, let's say we're in a situation where we're in a wedding and we're invited and I'm your plus one, and everybody in that fucking wedding, like every other man in that room has had some type of relation with you. And I'm the only duckling in there, like, la-di-da-di. There's some drinks and some chick comes up to me and is like, hey, by the way, the girl that you're here with, she's hooked up with everybody. And I mean everybody. I mean, you can tell everybody's looking at you. Like, how should you expect that man to receive that information? We never want to be in that situation.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's unfortunate. And, women make it more awkward than men. Like, we try our best to not put you in the same room with anyone that we've been in, in relations with. No, women make it awkward. Women be like, no, women be like, hey, this is Tom. I'm like, all right, Tom, I get the vibes, Tom. I used to be Tom too, bro, so I get it. The fact that she's being disrespectful right now and putting us together to shake hands.
Okay, do you think that's disrespectful?
A woman would put herself in that situation to meet the woman that you've had sexual relations with, just so she can read this person or see what type of taste you possess. They're nosy that way. They need to have that type of information. Men are opposite. We want to avoid that because we already have an idea of you. We have you on this pedestal, and we don't want to ruin that image.
Both parties want to avoid it.
So if you've been with 50 men, I don't care if you've been with 50 men. I don't want to be in that room with those 50 men at the same time.
But that's what I was agreeing with. However, I was saying it would take a specific type of man to be okay with meeting all these other people, because it's like, imagine if your girlfriend does porn, like the actors she's working with, or the people she's having scenes with, of them.
My girlfriend's not doing porn, but my girlfriend would never do porn. That would be my business partner. Sorry.
That's fair.
Sorry. We are not stepping out.
Shooting
I'm not doing that to myself. I don't care what that does for you.
Jokes. But no, I'm just saying though, like sex work is a real profession. So I'm just saying there's certain types of people that are okay with those. My biggest thing is just safety. Like, I don't care the quantity. It's just, I want to know when you were last tested. That's the most important thing to me. Whereas I feel like a lot of people get stuck on the type of person, how it happened, how long, how many times did it go down. I don't need to know all that information. I just feel like it just needs to be about, okay, you fucked 300 people. Did you get tested yesterday? Awesome. Were you clear? Dope. Fuck them.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys enjoy what you see, make sure to like and subscribe below, because I'm gonna keep pushing this every week, keep pumping. So I appreciate you guys. Check out the links below. I got my Patreon out there too, so I want to get that rocking. So I can't get things going without you guys. So keep watching, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, shot by Exantus, Slick Talk Reviews, and
Bow.
and I'll see you guys again next time.